Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back for step 2 of the Peaceful Hearts Challenge. Now, I hope you finished what I asked you to do for step 1 because you're going to need that to continue with step 2. And there's some things to do, there's some things to learn, and there's some things to reflect on, inshallah. So first of all, I want to do the first teaching point. The first teaching point in the Peaceful Hearts Challenge is that the difference between emotional and spiritual stability and instability is this one point that I'm going to share with you right now. And that is that we're always living in the feelings of our thinking in that moment. So here's a diagram that I've popped up for you to see, and it's one of our models that we use at Back to the Fitra to try and explain how things work. So you'll notice on the model that things are happening, right? But between things happening and the way we feel and behave, so therefore the way we respond to what's happening, is our thinking. When it looks like something is causing us to feel the way we feel, it looks like that thing needs to change in order for us to be okay. And the problem with that is quite often the things that are giving us the most grief, we have no control over changing them. For instance, maybe it's one of our relationships, one of the people in our life we have is very challenging with that person. And it looks like unless that person changes, we're not going to be okay. Now, we have no control over that person changing or not. If they don't have the inclination or will to change, then that leaves us at the mercy of their behavior and the way we're feeling. If it's our situation that we believe needs to change, maybe our financial situation, maybe our job, our career path, something like that, we may not have the ability to just change our job. We certainly don't have control over our risk because that's in Allah's hands. So if that needs to change in order for us to be okay, then we're a bit stuck, aren't we? So this is incredibly hopeful, and it frees us up from being stuck in those difficult feelings when we realize it's the way we're thinking about what's going on that is creating our experience. So looking at the model, you can see that something is happening. We have thinking around it. Therefore, we have feelings and also maybe physiological responses as well. And from there, we behave in a particular way. We respond in a particular way, whether what we say or what we do. Let me give you an example to unpack it. I love picking parenting examples because that's kind of where I started this journey, was as a parenting coach. And I've been parenting for the last 29 years, so I have heaps of examples when it comes to parenting. So today, you're in a calm mood, everything's going well, there's nothing really urgent that you need to do, and your little 3-year-old trying their best to pour their own milk because they want to be independent and serve themselves, manages to pour the milk not just into the cup but everywhere else as well, across the counter, down the cupboards fronts, across the floor. Now, you're in a calm state. You haven't got anything particular on your mind. And so your response to it is, sweetie, better luck next time. Let's clean it up together. There's no shame or blame because we understand that they're trying their best to become autonomous and they've had an accident. Same situation a day later. You've just finished cleaning the whole house because you're expecting guests. You're stressed out because you've got a lot of thinking around this meeting the people coming or whatever, or whether they're going to like the food that you've prepared, whatever the thinking is that you've got on your mind. Same scenario, your 3-year-old tries to help themselves to a glass of milk and the milk pours everywhere. And this time you're angry, you're frustrated, and you're going, that's all I need right now. I've just finished cleaning up. Come on, get out of the kitchen. Rah, 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 whatever. It was the same situation, the same experience, but your thinking was different in the two situations, and therefore the feelings around it and the response to it was very different. When we come to understand that, it really shifts the way we respond to things, because in fact, responding like that to a child is very unfair, because they were just trying their best to be autonomous. And on a usual day, that wouldn't have been a problem. And it's very confusing for them when one day it's okay to make mistakes and another day it's not. We're not really teaching them anything meaningful. We're just reacting from our own emotional state. When we understand that our emotional state is coming from our thinking can actually slow down, and there can be that gap between the feeling and how we respond. And that gap is really important, because it's in that gap we can make better choices, ones that are more pleasing to Allah, and ones that are actually much better for our family, alhamdulillah. So that's our tiny bit of teaching for today. Your reflection for today is to reflect on where it looks in your life like something or someone needs to change in order for you to be okay. Don't need you to do anything about it. Don't need you to overthink it or worry about it. I just want you to notice when it pops up that someone, something, the situation has to change in order for you to feel okay. Because that's indicating where you're not seeing it. And that's a really brilliant insight to have, because that's the beginning of change. Now, in terms of participating in the challenge, here are today's steps. First of all, I want you to go back to your introduction post where you introduced yourself in step 1. In this step, I want you to go to the comments of that post and share in there any insights that you have, thinking about where it looks like or who it looks like needs to change in order for you to be okay. Maybe just pick one example, something that maybe is not too personal. Definitely don't want you to start backbiting or sharing anything personal about other people. But you might be able to, you might say, oh, it looks to me like my boss at work needs to be different in order for me to feel comfortable in my workplace, or something like that. Don't need the details, just where you've noticed it. The other thing is giving you an opportunity to earn abundant reward from Allah. Share the khair. So I'd like you to share the weareallok.com link with at least 5 people, or in 5 WhatsApp groups, 5 Facebook groups, whatever you're a part of, Telegram groups. Share it in 5 places. And in the same comment where you're sharing your thoughts about what needs to change in order for you to be okay, share there the 5 places or the 5 people that you've shared the We Are All Okay link with. What is so beautiful about this is this opens up the opportunity for you to gain more points towards that prize at the end. And now you understand why it's important for people to be grateful in step 1 for who invited them, so that we can connect the dots that your invitation has worked. And secondly, anyone who benefits from your invitation, you can get reward from Allah without reducing any reward they get for taking the initiative and becoming a better person themselves. How cool is that? And how easy it is to spread the khair and earn reward from Allah. Alhamdulillah. So that's what is required for step 2. Go to your introduction, go to the comments, add a comment in there with what it looks like is needing to change in order for you to be okay, and the 5 places or people you shared the We Are All Okay link with. Off you go, get it done, and I'll see you in step 3, inshallah. It's worth taking this journey, trust me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. By the way, don't they say don't trust the person that says trust me? I'm asking you to trust me anyway. Assalamu alaikum.